Well, here we are, episode number 5 with Caden and Nemoff.
Wow, number 5. Let's
Number
go.
5. Bro, you and I go a long way back.
Pretty far
Maybe
back.
2017, 2018. You were living in San Francisco. Is that where you're from?
Yep, born and raised San Francisco. Currently reside in Arizona.
Nice.
So a little different, but you know, you got to grow up eventually.
You have to. Not that we're there yet, but
No, neither of us are for sure.
No, but tell me about the move. So I know that obviously it was Oakland.
I was right in the heart of San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you moved basically because of Ryan Treffry, probably, right? Treffry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, yeah.
So what was that all about?
They were opening up a new facility in Arizona. It was called Legacy Sports.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be like the premier playground for kids,
Yeah.
which was, supposed to have baseball, basketball, all these team sports, soccer, football, lacrosse. And then they kind of just threw pickleball in there.
Yeah.
But they were going to have 41 pickleball courts. And when Treff originally asked me to come out to Arizona, I was like, there's no chance. I hate Arizona.
He asked me too, by the way.
Yeah, and you made the correct decision. All right, let me tell you. But I kind of just saw the opportunity as something that could be good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a lot of courts, saw a good teaching opportunity, good money,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? What could go wrong here? Well, a lot of things went wrong,
Mhm.
but I mean, as far as experiences go, it was actually a really good experience for me. It was the
Yeah.
first time I got to move away from home. I went to junior college for a couple of years, and I was stuck at home during the pandemic and whatnot. So it worked out, and now I live in Arizona still, but it's a little bit different for me.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, when I said no, I don't even remember why it was, but it was very vague, right? It's
Yeah.
like, hey, you maybe want to move to AZ, and maybe we have this facility, and maybe you could teach lessons.
How much thought did you put into it, though?
Me?
Yeah.
To come in?
Yeah.
0.
Yeah, okay.
No, it was the way it was presented.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like if you're not offering me a real legit, like you're gonna teach X amount at the time, right? Teach
Right.
X amount, do this and blah blah blah. We're gonna pay you X, Y, and Z.
Right.
It's like I'm not even really going to entertain the
For sure.
idea. And at the time, I think I was with Bobby Riggs anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
why
yeah.
would I leave Encinitas to go to Arizona to a spot that I don't know anything about, right?
Yeah.
That said, though, nowadays, I think it would have been a good opportunity, just like it was for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mesa, it's not ideal, but I
No.
don't mind Scottsdale.
No, and I never actually moved to Mesa.
Yeah. Good.
I live like 30 minutes away from it still.
Mm-hmm.
But I moved to Tempe just because I was like, I moved to Arizona right when I turned 21.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to move somewhere fun. I'm going to try and go out a little bit more, maybe meet some new friends.
Yeah.
And honestly, the job was great. The pay was great, but I never even had a second to just enjoy myself in Arizona. So honestly, my first year was, am I allowed to cuss?
Fuck yeah.
It was dog shit. It was absolute dog shit. I was working 60, 70 hour weeks every week.
Were you paid hourly?
No, I had a salary. And so I just got kind of bent over, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we're paying you, man. Like, you got to work."
Yeah, you got to do this.
And I'm like, "Well, damn. Like, I want to go enjoy my life a little bit. I
Yeah.
just moved to a new city, and I'm 21 years old, and they kind of used that against me, and they were like, "Yeah, you're 21. Like, you should want to work." And I'm like, "I do want to work, just not
80 hours a week.
this many hours. Like,
yeah.
I'm working Monday through Sunday right now."
What
So
was some of the stuff they had you doing outside of teaching some lessons? Because
Well-
70 hours is a fucking lot.
So I taught a ton of clinic hours.
Mm-hmm.
I taught a good amount of privates as well. Now, the nice thing was privates were all percentage based.
Okay.
So I got to keep 90% of my lessons, which were
Yeah.
nice.
What was the pay rate at that time? In Arizona, it's usually cheaper, right? Because here you can charge like 120.
Right.
And it's like pretty normal.
I did charge $80 for a private lesson
Yeah,
for like the
that's
first, I want to say like the first 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
And then I upped that number to 100 eventually.
That's
yeah.
good.
So with the percentages, I mean, like I had probably like 8 to 12 private lessons a week.
Yeah, that's really solid.
Yeah. So, but like my days were packed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there were some days where literally I would start teaching at 8 and I would teach probably till 4 o'clock straight and then get like a little hour break and then go back from like 5 to 10.
You were just grinding.
Yeah.
Dude, you were living the American dream.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Something like that. But the crazy part is like I was doing that Monday through Friday. And then Saturdays and Sundays we would like host tournaments or like host events. And, you know, other people were like, oh, well, can I get some time off? And so Trev would just look at me and be like, hey, we gotta work this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, and that's sometimes the issue with, you know, doing work to that load with a friend of yours.
Yeah,
Right. Because
right.
I would consider Trev a friend as well.
For sure.
And it's one of those things where it's like he gets paid for it, you get paid for it, but there's always this like inner thing of like maybe you owe it to me, or maybe
Right.
you know I gave you this job, like you're supposed to do this for me or whatever. And I think separating business from the personal friendship is extremely important,
Right.
right? And maybe sometimes it just doesn't go that way. Then again, I wasn't part of it. I never went. I wasn't doing that with you,
Right.
But Victor was.
Victor was.
Did he have a similar experience as you did?
I would say Victor's experience was a little bit different.
Mhm.
I love Victor, and I actually like brought him in to work at Legacy because he was a buddy of mine from the Bay Area.
I love Vic, bro.
How could you not, dude? He's like so
Big Vic.
chill. Yeah, big dick Vic. I mean, what? I didn't say that.
What?
What? Huh? What?
What?
I literally didn't say anything. But no, he's a great dude. I think it was a little bit difficult with just like everything that was going on. Like he was brought on to kind of teach and to run some leagues. And I think he was just a little bit uncomfortable with teaching still at the moment.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
not
that,
easy.
No, it's not.
People have to like you.
Yeah, for sure. And like I just think that put a lot more on me.
Yeah.
And so he was fine teaching like the juniors and whatnot, but he wasn't comfortable teaching adults. So I just got caught like teaching all the adult clinics, and that was a lot for me.
Yeah.
But
It's consuming time,
yeah,
draining almost
Yeah.
sometimes.
right. I mean, I would literally I think I got like five little 5-minute breaks in between classes, and like I would go into the office and run and like grab a water, and everybody in the office would just be like in the back watching the Warriors game, and I'm like, are these guys for real right now? Like,
Yeah.
I'm busting my ass right now.
That's part of being 21, bro. I did my fair share of that too
Yeah.
coming up.
For sure, but I mean, that probably went the same way at Bobby Riggs.
Yes and no. Honestly, like I got really lucky with Steve and Callan.
Yeah.
You know, there were some things here and there where I just didn't really agree with.
Right.
And honestly, like knowing me, I just didn't do them. I'm
Right.
like, fuck that.
You're
Like,
like, yeah.
dude, what are you gonna do to me?
Well, and they were
Fire
paying
me?
you hourly, or
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
At first, it was like, you know, I came in as I think it was a W2 worker
Okay.
at first.
Yeah.
And, you know, I told that story earlier with Callan on the pod. It was basically, I was working at Sprouts. How much do you make? $13.50. Okay, we'll give you $14.50. You can work the shop.
Damn.
And then that turned into kind of like running the open plays. And then eventually that turned, and, you know, the time frames were really short. And then that turned into teaching lessons. Once I started teaching the lessons, I stopped working the shop. I was just an independent contractor.
right, 1099.
Yeah. So honestly, like my experience was overall good. Then again, like maybe a couple of things here and there where like I didn't agree with, and it really didn't matter.
Yeah.
And looking back at it, I was right.
Mm-hmm.
That never mattered.
Yeah, right.
Right. Especially when you get along with them. So my experience was different. Obviously, it was grinding a lot. I think mine was more of a 80-20 split,
Okay.
which was fine because I think at the time it might have been like 120,
Right.
a lesson 150.
Well,
And
21, 22 years old, like that's actually pretty stinking good.
yeah,
So-
I mean that might have been 18, 19, and that was like at the time it was like 67.
Were we that young? Holy crap.
Yeah,
Because you're what, a year older than me?
I'm born in 2000, so 24 right
yeah,
now.
yeah. I'm 23. Okay.
But yeah, no, I was like basically 18, and I was teaching for 60, 70. I was
Yeah.
making like 58, 60, something like that. It
Right.
always changed. And then like I'm 2021 or whatever, I win the World Pickleball Championships, and I bump it up to like 130.
Yep. Yep.
Like, all right, I'm good.
Hey, I'm that guy now.
Yeah, I'm him. I'm
No.
him. But yeah, no, dude. What I want to know, and I never asked you about this. I don't know anything about it. I do know Briones.
Briones?
Briones.
Mhm.
Dude, at the time, he must have been like the most athletic player on tour. You know,
For
back
sure.
back in like
Fastest
you know
dude, yeah.
2011.
Yeah,
back in the day.
for sure.
But you do stuff with him. You maybe have a podcast with him. You
Mhm.
maybe do lessons where like, what's the deal with all of that?
Yeah, so I am partnered up with Jordan. He's my god brother. That's not actually a term,
Mm-hmm.
but my dad is his godfather.
Oh wow! So you guys
So
go way
yeah,
back.
so we go way back.
He's from San Francisco too.
He's from the Bay
Yeah.
Area. Yep. And so he started Primetime Pickleball.
Yeah.
Which was, in my opinion, probably the biggest instructional YouTube channel back in like 2016 all the way up till like 2021.
Dude, he was ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of had a vision and he kind of asked my dad about all of it. And my dad was like, dude, that's a great idea. And he kind of just ran with it. And Primetime Pickleball blew up.
Yeah.
He had
YouTube too.
What's that?
YouTube on YouTube.
Yeah. All on YouTube. His partner ended up kind of wanting out on it. And so they ended up going their separate ways. And so when he started Briones Pickleball, his new YouTube channel, he was like, hey, I'm gonna need some help on this. Would you mind helping me? And for a little bit, I was like, oh, dude, I'm like so busy over here. I don't think I can. But then eventually I kind of just started doing more and more with him. And it started out as just like being the co-host to his podcast. And now it's like I'm in every instructional video.
Yeah.
And then I'm also teaching under the Briones Pickleball name as well. So we offer these 2-day intensives. They are not cheap, I'll be honest, but they are a completely different learning experience than any other. It's 2 days, 10 hours total, 5 hours each day. And we do a lot of pre and post intensive work where we do a lot of homework for you in the beginning. Then we obviously do the two teaching days, and then we do a lot of homework for you at the end of it so you can leave the intensive kind of having a portfolio of what you need to kind of work on and continue to get better on. And we actually just came out with a 5-day intensive. So it's we're kind of expanding quickly, and it's honestly been going pretty fast. I didn't even realize that I've been with Briones Pickleball for over a year now, but...
Yeah.
I love it, and I'm really fortunate, and I get to kind of work around the tournament schedule, whereas when I was at Legacy, I was like, hey, can I go play this tournament? And they were like, no, remember, we pay you, so
Salary,
I don't think
bro.
so, yeah.
Salary.
So with them, you know, I'm very much like, okay, here's what tournaments I'm going to go play, and then we can build around that and work around that, so it's really nice.
Yeah, that's sick. First and foremost, I'm going to have to charge you guys for all that promotion that you guys did.
That's fine. You can charge Jordan.
Little invoice action.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no, that's really cool. I mean, I remember, you know, back when I was like maybe 18, 19 and I played against him and I thought he was like really fucking good.
Dude, he's
so fast and blah blah blah. But honestly, the sickest thing about all of that is the fact that he's probably making the most money. And then again, I don't know, right? But without playing probably any pickleball. Like when you think about it, he's never on a tournament ever.
No, I don't think he played. I don't think. No, actually, you know what? I played a tournament with him in 2022.
Yeah.
But that was the last time. I mean,
yeah.
But you're right. I don't. He literally just plays recreationally. He loves the drill, and
so he still practices to this day.
He still practices till this day. Like he, all the time will like ask me. He'll be like, "Why don't we hit more?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. Just
we're
ask
working.
me." Yeah, we're working usually. Like let's just drill for half an hour after we after we film or something. I don't know. But yeah, he loves the drill, but he just doesn't have the time for tournaments. He has 3 kids. Like, you know, he's teaching an intensive every week. So that's Thursday and Friday for him. And then,
people love that shit.
He's doing, he's doing content. He's, you know, coming up with a bunch of random shit. So yeah, but he's great, man.
Yeah,
he does it
that's
all.
Awesome. Does he
except
like
for tournaments. He actually does like you.
He was talking shit on me for a while for throwing my paddle.
Was he really? Well,
so.
you know, come on. Okay, first of all, Jordan is, you know, he's a little bit more PG. He's more of a family guy. But no, he actually has no problem with you. And don't worry, I'm never gonna throw shade on you on our podcast. So
I appreciate that.
No, you're in good. You kind of have a good picture in Jordan's brain. I think.
That's good. I'm glad.
He just had to kind of like be like, oh, I don't know about the paddle toss.
He had to be a father there for like
right. He
for
had to be
second.
like a dad, you know, like a PG YouTuber. And I was like, no, I love that shit.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I get it. I wonder if deep down he's like, that was kind of cool.
I mean,
Maybe.
hey, as a baseball player who was an angry baseball player,
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was like, dude, like, come on, show some emotion. Like,
Yeah.
what are we supposed to be, robots out here?
Well, and that's the biggest misconception, right? It's like even when it comes to the one that I can relate to most is tennis because that's what I played, right?
Right.
And you had basically the perfect image of Roger and Rafa.
Right.
And honestly, well, even Roger back in there's been tournaments, there's videos of Roger smashing rackets.
Yeah.
That said, there's nothing of Rafa, and like we're held to basically that standard, which is
Right.
honestly extremely unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about the best, like two of the best athletes in the entire world that will be remembered forever. And then we have a little tantrum, and then
Right.
it's like, we're like the worst person in the world, right?
Well, like, even the best players in the world have bad days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, like, as a baseball player, I used to be that kid who would throw his bat into the fence or throw his helmet on the ground. And, like, coming into pickleball, you almost, like, have to, like, not even think about doing that kind of stuff. Otherwise, you're, like, totally shunned on.
No, 100%. But I think it's changed a little bit over time. With personalities like, I haven't actually thrown my paddle in a while. I used to do it a lot more.
I remember one in Cincinnati one year.
Dude, it was.
Do you remember that one?
I do. I think I was playing with Ernesto.
You were.
And we lost a certain match. And I think there was like, maybe like 6, 7, 8 courts, like kind of like next to each other.
Yep.
And I don't know exactly what happened, but I might have like chucked it and he just kept on flying.
Oh, dude, it was a frisbee. You just,
Dude, it might have gone to the last court.
it did. It did. So you know why I remember that is because I played you the round previously, and I played with Kyle McKenzie.
Yeah.
And you guys,
I won.
You did. It was super close though, and it shouldn't have been that close because I was like, I don't know who the guy you were playing with.
Yeah.
I kind of seen him,
Yeah.
but I didn't know who he was, and I was like, okay, we're gonna get destroyed. And then next, we were actually like kind of like close in that match.
I remember.
Yeah.
And it was like in this middle court of like 2 other courts.
Yeah. There was like a big old crack in the middle of the court.
Yeah. But I was really frustrated.
Yeah. And then the next match, I was like, oh, let me go see how they're doing. And then I just see you I believe I can fly.
Yeah, but also that was actually the Proken X Paddle, which was like extremely aerodynamic.
Well, also it was messing up your elbow, wasn't it?
Dude, my elbow was
toast.
killing me.
Yeah.
And no, but I overall like the paddle, but it's
Yeah.
supposed to have this like kinetic energy in it,
Right.
which I believe it does help for most people.
Right.
But maybe I'm just prone to like elbow and wrist problems and stuff like that.
It was so light though. I will say you hit the shit out of the ball with that paddle.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
did.
sure you like bagged me in the face with that paddle.
was it deserved?
No, I think like Kyle just hit like a dead dink and you just hit one as hard as you could.
Dude,
You used to do that a little bit.
Dude, I had this like 6 to 8 month period where like the very first point in the match, I just go for a full dink bag.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just like, okay, whatever happens, happens. And then and then I don't know why I don't do it anymore.
No,
but
you literally, I think.
yeah, I
you
was
got
just
me
trying
in
to
the
hit people the
face.
first one.
And I was like, come on, man. You couldn't have gone at this guy?
Yeah.
Like, I thought we were friends.
Yeah. But I do remember that because I think Proken X at the time was like one of the popular paddles
Mhm.
anyway.
For sure.
And I think that's part of the reason why, like, I have, because there's like different levels of hands, right? There's
Right.
there's like the quick hands, Connor Garnett gets everything back.
Right.
And then you have kind of like the Patrick Smith, Deckle Bar, like Thunder Punch.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And I think part of the reason why I'm more of a Thunder Punch guy is because I always had more of a poppy paddle.
Right.
So it's like, and honestly, practicing with Callan, the same thing. Callan has very good hands,
Right.
but they're not they're not super like thunderous,
Yeah.
right? It's like you can go back and forth, and then just because of his swing, he might be able to like eventually get on top of it. It's very much back and forth, but for me, it was just like one and done.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you still practice with Callan much?
Well, now in San Diego, yeah, because
Yeah.
I live here now.
I think I pissed him off last tournament.
What'd you do? You cheat?
No. He hit a lob that I hit a winner on, and I told him that he hit a good lob after I hit the winner.
You were talking trash to my boy?
I wasn't talking trash.
Yeah, you
I mean,
were.
yeah, I was talking trash. But, like, I don't know. I'm just so used to talking trash with, like, my boys back in Arizona that,
Yeah.
like, something like that, like, wouldn't even hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of irked him a little bit.
I don't know.
So.
He has tough skin, dude.
I know, but
I think it might have been maybe he was having like a bad day,
You
and then
think?
maybe he was just like, and then like 2 minutes later he was over it.
It was North Carolina because, I mean, North Carolina's just okay. You weren't even in North Carolina, were you?
No, I wasn't. I was kind of thankful I wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
heard
Maybe
it
that's why he
was-
was having a bad day.
I heard the scenery itself was beautiful. I think everything outside of that, people were not very fond of.
Venue was okay. Dude, my allergies were terrible out there.
Oh,
It
really?
was so windy and the pollen was just everywhere.
What kind of allergies do you have?
Asian allergies. A lot of sneezing.
Elaborate.
A lot of snot. It's not fun.
That's funny. Dude, I have to bring this up. Biking accident.
Oh,
Explain.
yeah. That's actually how I got into pickleball.
Yeah.
My dad got into a pretty freakish bike accident when I was like 16. And
Were you in the bike? Were you on the bike?
I was not in the bike.
Okay.
I was also not on the bike.
Okay.
But my dad was, and he was riding it like downtown because I was like, he used to work downtown San Francisco, and he got hit by an SUV and just fractured his left elbow.
Yeah.
But he went in for a simple surgery, got out of it just fine. But then the doctor who did the surgery, they ended up giving him a staph infection called MRSA. Which is pretty deadly. And so one surgery turned into like 14, and he basically lost all mobility in his left arm and almost died. And he kind of came out of it in pretty rough shape, had PTSD from it and everything like that. But while he was recovering, his old tennis partner kind of hit him up and was like, "Hey, I've been playing this sport." And that's actually Batong, Jordan's dad.
Yeah, I know Baton.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been playing this new sport. Like, you should come try it out."
Yeah.
He was like, "What's it called?" He's like, "Pickleball." Right? I was like, "Yeah, is this like a penis joke or something?" And he was like, "No, like seriously, it's a real sport. Like, you should come and try it."
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, well, like if you send me a video, I'll consider it." So he sent him a video, and
No pickles involved.
no pickles involved. He was like, "Wow, okay, look,
Good.
this is kind of a legit sport.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go try it out." So he put
Mhm.
his arm in a sling and drove all the way to Walnut Creek,
Yeah.
and kind of played with that crew of like Dave Wage,
Oh,
Jordan.
I love Dave Wade.
Yeah, Glenn. You remember
Dude.
Glenn Lucy?
I do remember Glenn.
Glenn
I like
Lucy.
Glenn.
Yeah. Like we actually had a pretty cool like. You remember Aaron Nissen?
I do remember.
Aaron Nissen, Dave Alardo.
Proposal Dave.
Dude, yeah, we used to have
I
a
know all of
squad
them.
in the
Yeah.
Bay Area back in the day, and dude, yeah, my dad just went and played, and after that, my dad was like, "Dude, Caden, you gotta come play pickleball, dude.
Yeah.
This is so much fun."
How old were you back then?
I was 16 when my dad told me about it. I held it off for a few months, but
Mhm.
then eventually, like, I went out and played for the first time, and I got my ass kicked by some old ladies because I wasn't good enough to play with that good group yet.
Yeah. Not talented
Um,
enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But after like a year and a half, I started playing with that group a little bit more. But I was in school still.
Yeah. High school.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So I could only play on Saturdays, and then kind of like 2019, 2020, when everything got shut down, that's when I like really started to play a little bit more.
Yeah.
But even then, I didn't even really know what it took to kind of like play professionally. Like even 2020, like things were still very much at the beginning phase. Like we played that. Remember that cash game that we played? I played with Gabe
Who?
Joseph. There was like a cash game. I want to say you played with
Dude, I have no idea.
D'Onofrio.
I mean, could be. I played a bunch with D'Onofrio back in the day. I played with Paul
Maybe?
Warner a bunch.
Oh, it was Paul Warner. It was
Yeah.
Paul Warner.
Yeah.
I remember. It was Paul Warner, and you guys beat like Roditi and D'Onofrio, maybe.
Yeah,
get,
could be.
and then we got bronze.
Okay.
And so I was kind of like, okay, like cool, pro pickleball. Like
Yeah.
I just got a bronze medal in whatever this was.
I
so like,
got $20, dude.
yeah, dude. No, literally, I think the prize money was literally like $50.
Yeah. Pay for registration.
It paid for the registration.
Yeah.
But it didn't pay for the gas. It didn't pay for anything else. But we got free housing, so whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like that's pretty cool. And then as soon as like COVID happened, my family was like, you're not leaving the house. And so,
Dude, Asian household.
oh hell yeah, you
Yeah.
know it. My mom, well, also like my grandma lives with my mom, or
Yeah.
like right below her. And so, yeah, there was just no chance. My family was not risking any of that. So I was
Yeah.
in complete lockdown for a good year, just playing PS4 with my sister and watching as much Star Wars as possible.
Honestly, though, at that time, not that bad of a time. I remember I was playing like League of Legends with my boy, my boy Nick right here too. We were playing together back in the day.
God, you guys are nerds.
Yeah, and dude, that's all we did. Like, dude, my parents got so mad at me.
I bet.
I would go downstairs and grab 4 a.m. and then just grab some like Doritos and a Coke and like go back upstairs and play more and then go to bed at 7 and wake up at 2.
Yeah.
And then my dad has to work at like 6:30 and he's like, "What are you doing with your life?"
Yeah.
I'm playing League of Legends, Dad. Relax.
Dad, there are guys who do this for real and make money, Dad.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Literally. See,
I'm getting there.
in this video, he made $1 million right here in this video.
It's going to be me someday, Dad.
Yeah. Dude, how delusional were we? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Dude, there's this. I actually watched this live because I'm a nerd and I watch a lot of pickleball. You had the sickest behind the back shot. I think you might have been playing with Jack Monroe.
Oh, shit.
Might have been playing against Sincola, maybe Stefan, because they play together all the time. Maybe Brandon Long. I don't know.
Oh, it was Long and Sincola, yeah.
Yeah. Center court on APP.
Yeah.
Dude, pretty sick.
That was kind of nuts, honestly.
No look, no nothing, just like paddle sticks out.
No, I just stuck the paddle out and got pretty lucky, and then of course Jack sold it for me. But no, that was cool because that video got my mom and my sister into pickleball.
Yeah.
My sister wanted absolutely nothing to do with pickleball when I first got started into it. And one day my sister's in dental school right now. She's actually moving to San Diego in June.
Oh, very cool.
Yep, she's dating someone. Sorry.
Me too. But she'd be interested.
Yeah, sure, maybe, probably not. But no, she saw that video on Instagram and she was like, "Holy shit, that's my brother." And so next thing you know, she was like, I came home and she was like, "Yo, like, can you teach me pickleball?"
How many views did that get? Do you know? And like what's the most the video has gone in like a certain platform?
Oh God, I don't even know. It was on the kitchen reposted it and that got a pretty good amount of views. But even like the APP one that they posted got a pretty good amount of views as well.
Kitchen does a good job.
Kitchen does do
a
a good
facility
job.
or something too.
Yeah, they just opened or they're planning to open something new, right?
Yeah, something like
Ultimate
huge.
Pickleball Experience.
Yeah, who knows?
That should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where's that going to be? Like Hollywood?
Dude, I have no idea. I think they're located in Austin, so I wouldn't.
Texas?
Well, I think the people that run it are. So I don't know if they're gonna try to. Dude, I truly don't know. I also think like there's been so many tries and fails of people starting like professional training facilities, and we still haven't seen one succeed just yet.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
You never know, but pickleball, I mean, there's like, you could have 20 courts next to each other, and they're all gonna fill up, and then you put another 10, and they'll fill up. So you just never know.
Yeah.
Right. The Pickler does a really good job with all of that too.
You're sponsored by the Pickler, aren't you?
No, I'm sponsored by Stack, which is partly the same owner.
Okay.
And then actually, he's partly the same owner of the California Black Bears, which is who I got drafted in Challenger by. So it's a very, very nice, like,
little
kind of like triangle of love.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I love Jorge. I feel like I talked to him before yesterday, but yesterday specifically, we did the California Black Bears shooting, and he was there, and I mean, super nice guy. You can tell he's like genuine, just always a smile on his face.
Right.
I
can't lie, that T-shirt is pretty dope.
It's not bad, huh?
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I actually like that they changed the logo because the other bear was like cheesy. It's like you wanted to hug the bear.
It looked like a Disney bear.
Like I wanna like beat the bears. It's not that I wanna like hug the bears.
Yeah.
So
well, there was a team called the Frisco Pandas at one point too, and I was like,
yeah, it's like this like super nice, friendly like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, right.
What are we doing?
No, that's a good logo, and they're doing pink now a little bit more. Like I want to say the year before it was kind of just like a basic black and white and brown. Like
they had like a brown, and I was like, yeah, like you understand? There's like bears that are not just brown.
They're like, you're right. We should do a pink one.
Yeah, no, but I think the color scheme is pretty nice. They actually gave me the real uniforms. Ooh. And it's like basically it's a black shirt and blah blah blah. It's basically like this, but just like a sporty one. Yeah. And like the bear's way smaller here. I mean, it's just really nice, and it has like a couple different logos like MLP and Stack and whatever.
Yeah. Because last year they just had like a big bare face
Yeah.
in the middle of their jersey. And I
No
was like,
good. I
that's
mean,
a
I
little,
think Panthers were similar.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I got thrown to the wolves back then. But
Hey, at least you got drafted.
at least I got drafted.
That's
I
right.
am sorry you did not. What are your expectations going into these drafts?
I mean, actually, this year I didn't expect a whole lot. In terms of results, to kind of start the year, it was pretty ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing with Cassidy,
Yeah.
and
lives here.
I know, and I love Rob, but like we had some success last year. We actually did make a good amount of runs last year.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like just like this year was a lot tougher on us. You know.
What do you think that is?
Competition's gotten a lot better. You know, it's a game of, you know, how many mistakes you're gonna make compared to how many they're gonna make.
Yeah.
You know, obviously every player you're gonna play at this point is good. You really can't sleep on anybody anymore. But it's just tough. Like as much as I love playing with Rob, I think we just kind of fell into this like soft foam mattress that we couldn't get out of.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of played our last one together in North Carolina. And I mean, if there is like, hey, a last minute thing that I'm just like, oh shoot, like my security blanket, I would say is Rob.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like we just haven't really done anything. Like North Carolina, we won our first and then played Hayden and Callan and we lost like 6 and 7.
Yeah.
You know, and
Draws are just tough too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not a bad team.
no,
That's a
and
very
I'm not
strong
saying,
team.
you know, like that's a team that I should go out and beat every time, you know what I mean?
But you want
like,
it to be closer.
But when you're playing well, like you want to feel like
You have a chance.
you're in there. You know what I mean? And I've had good wins, you know, the last few years. And so like I definitely think that like if there was a time where I could show my potential and show like who I am as a player, like there's definitely like results that I've posted. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
also at the same time, like the beginning of this year was so ugly for me. I was like, there's no freaking chance.
Yeah. What about singles? Because you're really fast. You are really fast. But I never seen you actually play singles, I don't think.
Dude, the last like decent singles result I had was Bobby Riggs 2 years ago. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like with all the tennis kids coming in,
Mhm.
honestly, just not being a tennis player whatsoever, I just don't feel like I really have a chance at that.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I mean, I could probably go and train it a little bit more and practice it. And maybe that would help. But it's just like, dude, when you're playing against a tennis kid who literally did this from 4 to 8 p.m. after school every day and just hit like thousands and thousands of balls and worked on their technique like that, like, oh my God, I did.
It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I did that with baseball, but it's pretty different compared to tennis. So it's just it's something that I've considered kind of getting back into, but also at this point, like it's hard, man. Like those qualifiers are full of studs.
Yeah.
Of
they
like
are.
tennis college kids who like maybe don't want to play tennis anymore and are just now playing pickleball. And I mean, it's honestly it's harder than it is for doubles, and to me at least.
No, 100%, dude. And the thing with doubles is that, well, let me rephrase that. In singles, more often than not, the guy that's actually the better player is just gonna win 9 out of 10 times, right?
Right.
In doubles, you could have two better and it's just my opinion. You could have two better players on one side and two on the other that are skill was not as good, but they click better,
Right.
better synergy,
Chemistry,
patterns,
energy, everything. Yeah,
and
for sure.
they can win that match, right? Where in singles it's like, okay, this guy has been playing for 6 months, has like a sick tennis background. It translates really well to his game.
Right.
Like
This guy has a huge serve and great drives.
yeah,
I'm gonna lose.
yeah, basically. And that was just not that way,
Right.
you know. And I think the thing to me when I think of your game and doubles specifically, where you shine the most is thinking,
Right.
in my opinion, right?
For
and,
sure.
And a lot of the times, not always, but a lot of the times, in men's doubles specifically, that's where it really comes down to.
Right.
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 But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see you play with more lefties, in my opinion, like a Jack Monroe or somewhere along those lines, maybe an Augie.
Hey, maybe.
Yeah,
We'll see.
know.
I have to keep climbing, keep working. But no, playing with Jack was a lot of fun last year. Obviously, Augie's my guy.
Yeah.
It's my Asian brother right there.
There you go.
You know, he's the son my mom wishes came out of her. Honestly,
No, not true.
No. My mom loves me, but no,
we don't like Augie that
that's
much.
right. But you know, like in terms of up here, she tells me all the time. She's like, you should do things more like him. You know, like what? You know, like you should ask him questions, learn from him. And I'm like, thanks, Mom. Okay, got it.
That's when you go and text Augie, hey, you want to drive to California together, man?
Literally, I was like, okay, hey, man, want to drive with me? You drive, and I'll sit in the passenger seat and just do nothing.
Passenger princess.
Yep, that's what I was today, honestly.
Yeah, I love that.
That's kind of nice. I just got to play tunes and tell them where to go every now and then.
Were you the DJ?
I was the DJ.
It's not a bad job. I get to be the DJ all day.
I'm very, that's pretty cool, actually. You're 24/7 DJ.
24/7.
Yeah.
365.
Yeah. I was just, what's today, Tuesday? I was Tuesday DJ.
Hey, I get to be the DJ every single day of my life.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but talking about, Augie's your bro. You're an Asian brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are some of your like closest friends in pickleball? And maybe not necessarily the ones that like you hang out the most, but also the ones that you relate to the most, right? Like there's a lot of cool people out there, but who are some of the people that you're like, I can just kick it with this guy for a while?
Yeah, it's hard, man, because like honestly, our crew in Arizona are all great people. So like it's hard to leave people out because every single one of them I've had like a real conversation with and like gotten to understand them on a different level than just like, oh, hey, you play pickleball? Oh, hey, me too.
Yeah.
You know, so like obviously like I'm super close with Augie and Pesa. Those guys I probably spend 5-6 days out of the week hanging out with them and I mean obviously doing pickleball related stuff with them as well. But that's hard, man, because there's so many good pickleball players in Arizona that are not just good pickleball players but like amazing human beings as well. You know, like the Walker sisters fit in that category. Craig Johnson.
Golly, Craig.
Golly, dude, that man.
We love Craig.
I want to be Craig when I grow up, dude. Like,
I think
no
everybody
lie.
does.
No lie.
People think Jay is the most handsome guy. I think it's
dude.
Craig. I think it's Craig.
Hands down, Craig.
Yeah.
I think what gives Jay a little bit more style points is the accent.
Well, yeah, but I think that helps him because I mean, as much as I love Jay, if you could understand what he says at all times, you probably just get tired of him.
Hey, I'm Jay. I'm Vulcan.
We love you, Jay.
Yeah, we do love you, Jay.
You're a great left side player.
That's right. Actually, you played a good amount with him last year.
We did great.
Yeah.
We were like match points away from like fucking like 4, 5, 6 finals, like whatever.
Right.
I played with Zane a bunch too. I love playing with Zane. Jay was awesome. The thing with Jay and I is that, like I was saying before, I don't think we were the best possible team.
Right.
It was kind of like a little Pat and Jay sort of thing where we were not the best players, but we just played well together. And like he would just play left, I'd play right. I knew kind of where to put the ball. He knew where to put the ball.
Right.
And we just complemented each other pretty well on court.
For sure.
We did have a little bit of like miscommunication
for sure
off court because I'd be like, well, I think we need to do this. And then I couldn't understand what he said. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Typical.
No, yeah, no, but and then he would think maybe otherwise, and I'd be like, well, I don't think so. And then we go into the next tournament, and then it wouldn't be fixed because we also don't get to practice together.
Right.
But then we still do well again because for the most part we were doing things right.
Right.
I think we had a couple, maybe a max 2 second round losses, but everything else was semis or quarters.
Right.
And then those semis were like really close to finals.
Actually, you guys played us in Red Rock, me and Rob.
How was that? I don't remember. I mean, I know we won.
It's pretty fucking ugly.
It was.
We like won our first match like very easily, and then we went into your match, and I just remember like, I think Rob switched his paddle 3 times.
But that's just Rob. That's just Rob. The funny thing about Rob is he does that, and then the very last paddle he grabs is always the engaged.
Oh, of course.
Always.
Well, so that's what was nuts. Is he went from like a 16 volaire to a 14 volaire, back to the 16, and then like completely goes off the map and just is like, I'm grabbing a Pursuit,
Yeah.
a Pursuit EX.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. I don't know what is happening there.
Yeah.
But-
I think he's using that paddle right behind us right here.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
seems
it's a
to
good,
like
it's a
that.
good paddle.
Yeah.
I don't know if he plays with the long handle or the short handle, if you know, but
I think he goes short handle, I would assume. But which one do you, because you used to use the long handle, didn't you?
so I'm actually back to, so now they have the Pro 1, which has
Oh,
like
yeah.
this like different like shape.
Little
up top.
curve.
Yeah. And that one only comes in the long handle as far as I'm concerned. And
Oh,
I'm
really?
actually playing with that one. And it's a thick version. So I'm going
Oh,
back
you
to kind of like the 16 millimeter ish.
Damn.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's a good paddle. The thing with the short handle, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I actually think short handle is better for the right side,
Mm-hmm.
and long handle is better for the left. And that's just personal opinion. Also, I have like big old fucking hands.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not that it makes a huge difference when I hold it, because whatever I'm holding is like I'm just crowding it.
Right.
But I feel like with the short handle on the right side, it's a little easier to just like hit it in front of you, hit a couple dings, let it bounce, speed up. I think the hand's a little bit quicker,
Yeah.
because there's like like the sweet spot's closer to your hand.
For sure.
Where like the long handle, you have more leverage. You can hit a little more spin.
Right.
You can reach further.
A little more wristy with things, for sure.
More wristy. You can create more. So I think it's also like kind of like side dependent.
I actually, that's the first time I've heard someone say that, but I actually would 100% agree with that. Obviously, I mean, it's going to be preference for a lot of different people.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually funny because I have been using the Pro XR for a little bit,
Sick.
and for the most part, I've played mostly the left because for some reason I always manage to find partners who are left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Like this weekend, I'm playing with Donald, so that should be interesting.
Nice.
That should be fun. But I was using the original, just like the one Zane uses for
Yeah.
the Pro XR.
Well, that's the original's the long handle.
The long handle, right? The long handle, smaller face, whatnot. I really liked it. And then Craig put the standard in my hand.
Yeah.
That was the shorter handle and the wider face. And I was like, no.
I'm good
But then
at
I
that.
started hitting with it, and I was like, damn, this kind of just has like a little bit more hitting zone. And so I've
Mhm.
gone back like to kind of like a shorter handle, just because I don't know, for some reason, like as a baseball player, I always like the glove basically to just be like an extension of my hand.
100%.
And so the paddle being like so far away, like I remember like when Proken X made those like rounder paddles to make them
Mhm.
feel like more like a tennis racket. I was
Yeah.
like, that's interesting. Like
Yeah.
that's weird, And then with like the tennis players making like longer handles to have it feel more like a tennis racket. Like I just never really got behind that. But with the Pro XR, I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then I went back to that short handle, and I was like, no. This feels right. Like this feels like
The
I'm
short
right
handle.
back at home. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm playing the left with a short handle, which is weird.
No, it's not weird. I
But-
mean, I think it's normal. I think it all comes down to preference.
I still have my flick, which is kind of weird, but it
Yeah.
does come down to preference.
Yeah, it comes down to preference. I mean, I have played left with a short handle. Like when I
Yeah.
grabbed the bronze last year in Daytona Beach, I played left with Loong and I had a short handle.
Right.
And then when I beat Ben and got third in Seattle, it was long handle.
Right.
So I mean,
You've
it's
had
just
good
preference.
results with both.
Yeah, I mean,
You're just a man of many talents.
many traits.
know?
Jack of all traits, right?
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, I think it's at the end of the day, it just comes down to preference. But
For sure.
it sounds like I know you were with Selkirk for a long time. No longer
No longer right now.
okay.
Um.
Right now.
Yeah. At the moment, no longer with Selkirk. Only rocking with Avalon and LA Gear at the moment.
Dude, yeah, that had sick.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think Stack is years ahead of you guys, but
That's up for debate,
Yeah.
my friend.
But what is Avalon? Give them little love.
Yeah, Avalon. They're a fresh new brand out of Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona. They signed me and Danny Jensen as their pros, and they're just trying to make new hip pickleball apparel that's, not necessarily pickleball pun or cliche intended. It's
Yeah.
supposed to just be kind of a clean lifestyle and pickleball brand. So I have some athletic wear that I'll be rocking, and that's kind of new this weekend. That's unreleased, but yeah, they're doing things right,
Yeah.
and kind of how like Stack does it. they're not throwing pickleball or pickleball puns or anything
Don't be a
pickle
dink.
relate. Yeah, right. Like it's not supposed to be like throwing pickleball in your face. It's
Mhm.
just supposed to be like a brand that's really like clean and fresh, and it's associated with pickleball.
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't seen the actual clothes, but hat looks sick.
Yeah, I'll show
So,
it to you this weekend. You're gonna be
yes.
like, "Oh damn, can I join the team?" And I'm gonna be like, "No, sorry,
We love Stack.
no space for you."
We love Stack. I want to talk to you, and I know this has been an ongoing thing, but we were kind of racing each other to see who was getting the. It wasn't like like
For
an
the
actual
sleeve?
race for the sleeve. Yeah, we always were talking about our tats and stuff.
Yo,
Let's see it.
that's true.
Yeah, get comfortable. You're good. Part of the stream.
All right, here you go.
Gotta play some music through this.
That's right.
Yeah, but we were racing each other for the sleeve. I remember, and
We were.
the sickest one on your arm, in my opinion, is the car.
Yep.
The car looks amazing. If you
Thank
could show the camera, that one's really sick. But ever since then you slowed down a bunch. What happened?
I have. I got the sleeve, and I kind of promised my mom that I would cool it a little bit on the tattoos.
Yeah.
But I can't lie. I've started my leg.
Ooh, let me see.
I'm wearing
Ooh,
pants,
you're
bro.
wearing
I'm wearing
jeans?
pants. You want me to
Okay.
just strip right now or what?
I mean, you're halfway there.
All right.
Just kidding. No, that's cool. I actually think you ended up beating me.
I think I did.
Yeah.
For the sleeve at least.
For the sleeve, you did.
But to be fair, you were kind of going back and forth between your arm and your leg, and
Yeah.
dude, your arms are small.
Dude,
They're tiny.
come
You
on.
want to see some real
Give me
guns
one.
right here? Ugh.
No, but I think it looks great. I think mine are a little bit more detailed,
Yes,
especially with like the face up here and
for
stuff.
sure.
So it did take longer, and then I really wanted my left leg done because I thought the contrast of the two were gonna look sick.
Mine is on the left leg too.
Yeah. But no, I think it came out sick. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah.
I've slowed down myself. I just thought I started spending some of my money on things that actually kind of matter.
like diapers and
Yeah, like diapers
for sure, for sure.
and podcasts, little things like that,
Yeah, yeah.
coffee. No, but real quick, I want to give a shout out to all my sponsors, Engage, Stag, Body Grips, Head Shoes. Link in my bio with a little discount if you need
That's
it.
right. I'm also
Um,
sponsored by Body Grips. Let's go.
Dude, I love Body. He's
Dude,
sick.
Is it Body or Bodie?
I think it's Bodie, but sometimes,
Body, Bodie, we love you, bro.
language barrier, all good. But I want to open up the pod to, whatever you want to say. If you have any questions, anything you want to talk about,
I'll shout out Avalon and LA Gear and Body or Bodie Grips. We love you, bro. And just shout out my mom because she's the greatest human being on the planet. And of course she birthed me, so she's amazing. Dad, you're pretty cool too. I love you.
I love
And
Dad.
my sister finished dental school already. Damn it. But yeah, besides that, bro, I'm good. Thank you for having me today, bro.
No, thanks for coming, bro. We'll make sure to cut out the Avalon part.
Whoa.
Just kidding. No, but thanks, bro. Really appreciated you coming over. And, we'll catch up soon again.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Come on.